Hey guys, Shamar Brown here. Welcome to the first episode of the Eagle Podcast Night Talks. Right? So today I wanted to have a brief conversation with you guys for the next couple minutes. Right? So the topic for tonight's talk is dreams and goals. And to kick things off, I want to share a story with you guys. Alright, so two young boys were walking on the ice snow. You know, like when it's snow and the lake is solid, right? So these two young boys, they were walking, and one of the young boys, the ice cracked and he fell into it, right? So the next young boy, he got scared. So he was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And then he was looking around for somebody to come and help, and by looking around, he realized that there was nobody. So what he did, he saw a tree and he ran to the tree and he broke a limb, and he used that limb and he beat the ice, and finally the ice broke, right? So what happened was that he was able to rescue his friend, right? And when the paramedics came, they were very shocked, because they looked at this kid, young kid, probably like 8 or 9, and he was very skinny. And they were like, yo, how was he able to do this? Right? So, they were wondering what was going on, and they were talking, and then all of a sudden, this this old man came up, and he was like, I know why the kid was able to do it. And they looked at the old man and said, okay, tell us, guys, we want to know. So the old man turned to them and he was like, the reason why the young man was able to do that was because nobody told him that he couldn't. Right? So the moral behind that story is that don't let nobody tell you what you can achieve and what you can't achieve. You get what I'm saying? It's your goal. It's your dream. So you know what you want out of life. Nobody can tell you what you want out of life. And one thing I realized that is that you have to have dreams and goals. You get what I'm saying? Have to. Right? Especially my people who are working right now. Right? I know for a fact that it's Sunday night, right? Monday morning, you have to get up, go where you don't want to go do something that you don't want to do for somebody that you don't even like. Why? Because that's negative motivation. You get what I'm saying? That's what we call that, negative motivation, right? So why not get up and go out for your dreams and goals? You get what I'm saying? Whatever it is. If it's to take care of your family, is it to get a new car, a new house, whatever it is. Get some dreams, get some goals. You get what I'm saying? Because some people say life is short. Some people say life is long. You get what I'm saying? So why not live life the way you want to? You get what I'm saying? And this is what I always encourage people to do, is that get some goals, write them down, and put in the work to achieve them. You get what I'm saying? But it was good talking to you guys briefly. And like I said, this is the first episode of the Eagle Podcast Night Talks. All right, so make sure you guys follow the movements. Make sure you guys leave a comment in the comment section. Better yet, follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You get what I'm saying? So you guys can hear more phenomenal stories. All right, but anyways, get some dreams, get some goals. All right, so good night, guys. Hey guys, Shamar Brown here. Welcome to the second episode of the Eagle Podcast Night Talk, and tonight I have a treat for you guys, right? And by the way, the title of tonight's talk is called Pay the Full Price, and the treat that I have for you guys is that I have a special guest, and it's really an honor to have him tonight. Because, and let me just give you a quick background about him before we bring him up. So not only is he a CEO of a massive company, he's also a musician, right? And rumors in the street, he's really good. And I don't know for myself, and I don't know if I'm gonna, go find out. But I heard he's pretty good, right? But without further ado, let's bring him up. Alex T.
Mr. Shamar.
Yes, sir. Welcome, man. Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great to be here.
All right, so Alex, just to get the ball rolling, I guess my first question to you would be like, what's your background? You get what I'm saying? Let us know, like, who is Alex?
Who is Alex?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm an ambitious guy out of Long Island with, with big dreams.
Mm.
And I'm walking my path.
Mm-hmm.
Found a mentor exchange education company, and I am a musician.
Okay.
And even you can find me on Spotify under my musician alias Artemis.
Okay. And what is that? Just tell them so they can look for you.
Sure, yeah. So it's spelled Artemis. My most recent single was put out about a month ago. It's called
Woo.
Helena Troy.
Woo.
And I got her EP on the way, so
All right.
definitely keep your eyes out for that one.
All right, man. All right. We like that. Okay, Alex. Okay, continue. Sorry to cut you off, man. Continue, man.
Sure, yeah. So let's see. Where does it all start?
Mm-hmm. Especially your entrepreneurial journey, because like I said, the whole title of the talk is like pay the full price, right? And like I mentioned, in the short time that I know you, I can see that you're sacrificing some stuff right now. So I'm curious to know, like, where did that all start from, or where did the switch kicked in?
Yeah. All right, I'll start. This is where it really started, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. So when I was in college, I really thought that I had it all figured out. I decided I wanted to be a lawyer,
mm-hmm.
and that's what I wanted to do. And it was just a blind choice that I made because I thought that was something that sounded good, right?
Wow.
And I kept telling people it, and
mm-hmm.
and I was so sure about it until I took some internship in
mm-hmm.
a law firm. Saw the way that at least this lawyer was living it. It made me realize that actually it was the last thing that I wanted to do.
Wow.
And this shook up my world.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And for years I thought that this was the path that I wanted to go down. It's super straightforward, go to law school, become
mm-hmm.
a lawyer, desk, do whatever,
mm-hmm.
practice it. And suddenly I was in a space of being lost for the first time.
And to be honest, Alex, that's a lot of people. A lot of people did that too. Or even now, people are doing that right now.
Like a space of being lost?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's somewhere that everyone finds themselves in at one point or another. And anyway, for me, the less direction that I had, the more anxious I became. I started smoking a lot of ganj at that time.
Hey, I see you, and I hope no Christian listen to this, man. But yeah.
But yeah, so I kind of like got depressed too, and
mm-hmm.
I was in a space of I was just down, I didn't know what my next step was. I didn't know what my future held. I didn't know what I was doing. And the worst part was I got all of the credits for a political science degree,
mm-hmm.
and you could pretty much only use that for law school and not much else.
Wow.
So here I am graduating with a degree that I don't even know what to do with. And then anyway, so I was just basically in this escapist mindset,
mm-hmm.
smoking, going out drinking, like just keeping my mind distracted.
Exactly, off your problems at home, right?
Exactly, and just pushing everything off till tomorrow, And things were messy. My room was messy. I didn't have much discipline.
Mm-hmm.
So just to give you an idea of where I was at in this time period. So, one fateful night, Shamar, I was just watching videos on YouTube, and
mm-hmm.
I got this recommended video from the Beatles in England. And what they talked about was this concept of consciousness. And they talked about how there's higher states of consciousness. And this idea of cultivating consciousness, and I didn't know what the hell that was.
Okay, to be honest, I don't even know what that is either. I'm gonna have to look that up after we finish here. Let me write that down.
Yeah, because it's been profound to my journey, and I'll explain it a little how and why it was important. So I heard that word, and I was like, "What is that?" And I knew I'd heard it before, but I didn't know exactly what it meant. So I went onto YouTube and I typed in, "What is consciousness?"
Mm-hmm.
And there was some 3-minute long video, and I clicked it, and it was something about, some monk meditating. I didn't understand it at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I just moved on. I was like, okay, whatever. But I guess the YouTube algorithm
keep bringing it up, right?
It brought it up, right? And the next night, again, right before I go to bed, I'm on there, and I see an hour-long video
of them talking about it,
called "What Is Consciousness" by this bald-headed guy. And I watched this video, and this video was unlike any other video that I've seen. It was by this guy who runs a YouTube channel called Actualized.org.
Okay. All right. Say it one more time. So these guys can look it up.
Sure. So it's Actualized.org.
Okay.
Actualized.org is the name of the channel on YouTube. And the guy running it's this guy, Leo Guerra. And this guy was sharing, I didn't understand at the time, but what he was sharing was the most in-depth explanations of complex concepts that had to do with and were in the realm of wisdom. And what I was hearing for the first time in my entire life was wisdom. And in that video, he spoke about, I don't want to fully explain consciousness because it's a super complex topic.
Yes, I agree.
But just to give a super brief, my briefest explanation of it is, it's how present in this moment you currently are. And in this present moment, in this here and now that you and I are in, this exact point in time, what we experience and how aware we are of what's happening, that's consciousness. And in that moment, I realized that I've been extremely unconscious. Unconscious. I've been living my life with minimal consciousness, and that realization was really, really, really insightful.
All right, so footnote, Alex. So let me try to understand something. So I'm guessing you're basically saying that, so say for instance, when somebody who's working, they would get up or to work at 7:00, go out at 7:30, drive in the same traffic, don't even realize that they reach to work so fast, because it's like a set in stone. Is that what you mean, or?
Yeah,
kind of.
Exactly. Right. So if you think about somebody driving to work, doing what they're doing, a lot of times there's thoughts about, what am I going to have for lunch? How am I going to take care of all this work? Or thinking about some girl, Becky, that thinking about texting or whatever, right? And there's all these thoughts.
Shout out to Becky.
We're all so profoundly in our head all the time that we're not here in the world. But anyway, this is a profound concept, but this is just one of many. But the most profound concept that I got from this guy is the name of the channel, Actualized. It comes from this concept to self-actualize, the process of self-actualization. And that's a term at the top of Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. He was a psychologist. And basically he writes about how self-actualization, becoming the best version of yourself,
which you should,
it's a journey that I'm on.
Of course,
it's a human need. It's actually a need, and that when we're not fulfilling this need, when we're not walking our path of self-actualization, that's what creates an opening for anxiety, for depression, for all the things that I was experiencing in that moment of my life. And in that moment, it's like I found the answer to what, to why I was experiencing the things that I was experiencing, because I was doing nothing but, sleeping in, smoking weed, dicking around, and that was making me depressed because my mind between who I was capable of becoming and who I was being. And in one of his videos, he actually had me say out loud in the video, he was like, what I want you to do right now is commit to a life of self-actualization. And And I actually did. And in that moment, I literally said out loud that I commit to a life of self-actualization.
And wait, Alex. All right. So what if I tell you that we have something that we call the power of spoken word? I know that we were having a previous conversation, and you called me vividly, and you mentioned a similar situation like that where you spoke something directly to me, and it's true. You get what I'm saying? It's true. By speaking it inside, it goes into your subconscious mind, and if you, that's why they say that if you speak bad about yourself, congratulations, man, you just kill yourself, right? So I'm guessing that that's what you're saying, that you start speaking positive in your own life, right?
1,000,000%, yeah. And these are all concepts that came, that I then explored in this journey of self-actualization. But for me, the turning point of my life was discovering that concept, and that's what got me so interested, right? So that's the reason why I picked up books and took seminars and took a chance on starting a business. The road less traveled by from that point.
Oh yes, bro.
But 1,000,000%, the power of spoken word, the subconscious mind. I mean, these are all things that I'm working on now, and I don't want to like sit here and pretend like I have it all figured out.
Oh no.
I'm on the road.
Yes.
But that's that's what I'm out to. That's what I'm creating, man.
All right, and that was a pass, and then you said that was a turning point. So with you taking that initiative, I know what you use it to do, but like these guys who are listening now, they don't know what you took it and, so what did you take it and do? Once you get that turning point, what did you do? What did you change? What did you work on?
Yeah, so I'll explain. So the next big turning point in my life, coming out of there, right out of college, I took a sales job, and I was working at Yelp. And it was a fun job, and I'd been working there for a year. And in my head, I knew that, there was more to life that I had to explore, right? And so I had this concept of like, I got to be self-actualizing, right? And it was like kind of eating at me, and I was like, I got to do something. I got to make a move, And so anyway, in this period of my life, I was commuting to the city every day, and every day turned into a rut. Right?
Damn, Alex.
It was the same thing, Monday through Friday, trained in the city, back in the city, Saturday and Sunday I was playing music with the band, back to Monday, back to work. I'd work out on Tuesday, Thursday, on Wednesday I'd do this, but it was like every day I knew what I was going to do, and every week started to feel exactly like the week before.
And Alex, so let me share something with you briefly, and I'm sure you probably noticed already that the only difference from a rut and a grave is the dirt in your face. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only difference, because you're stuck. But continue, man.
Yeah, so I was stuck. So what I did was, to make a long story short, in about right around the year point, I bought plane tickets one way to Costa Rica.
Hey, I think I saw that picture.
Yeah, and what I did was I told the band I was leaving. I broke up with my girlfriend.
Damn.
And I put in my 2 weeks notice at my job. Told my job. I wrote in the resignation letter, I said, after resigning, because I'm going to Costa Rica to start a mariachi band. That's what I wrote there.
But can you do that though? Can you like that's Spanish? That's like a Spanish band, right?
Technically a mariachi band is out of Mexico, so it turned out it was like I guess a somewhat like ignorant statement. But you
damn.
Know what? Mariachi band while I was down there, and it was great. But yeah, man. So I basically just uprooted my life to take on something confronting and challenging. And I got down there, and just to fit into like the context of like my life story here, one way or another, it was like a series of things just worked out. I met one person, introduced me to another person, introduced me to hippie girl, and this hippie girl invited me to an island where they were holding what's called a rainbow gathering. So
that sounds fun.
Yeah, it was like a hippie community of peace and love, and there were no electronics.
Wow! So what did you do with your phone? You had to leave it somewhere?
I just turned it off, left it in my bag. I mean, there was no way I could charge it anyway.
Okay.
So I was sleeping in a hammock. And by the way, I had to take a small boat to this island, and it was just the most beautiful paradise of an island that you could possibly imagine. And when I got there, I discovered a totally different way of life that I've never experienced. A way of life that was just more beautiful and how do I describe it, man?
Well, of course that's different, man, and that's in Costa Rica, right?
Yeah, it was in Costa Rica, and the this is how I want to put it. I would basically wake up to paradise. First do is walk to the beach, which was 10 feet away from where I was sleeping. I would jump in the water. There'd be dolphins jumping in the morning. Everybody there was the most friendly, loving people. It was an international gathering, so there were people from Germany and France. And there was a fire that was continuously burning, and at any point in the day you could sit around the fire and people would be playing music, acoustic instruments. I had my guitar there, and everybody would cook together, and it was just amazing. But here's where it factors in. So I do want to say before this, though, while I was there, I was by far the happiest and most at peace that I had. I literally felt like my entire body was just glowing with peace and love, and I don't know, man. It was great. So it
sounds great, bro. It sounds great. It sounds really good, man.
It was nuts, great experience. If you ever get the chance to go to a rainbow gathering, I would definitely recommend it.
Well, it sounds pretty good. Well, the whole take your phone away, I like that. I think I need to do that. You know what I'm saying? I think I need something like that.
Well, I would recommend trying a break from technology.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother topic. We
Yeah.
can probably talk about that for the whole podcast, But where this fits into the story, Shamar, is on this island, they actually had a way of educating people. And as it turned out, everybody on this island had something that they were passionate about teaching. And, there was this long-haired guy. I forget his name. I think it was Glenn.
He kind of reminded me of somebody who had long hair once when I met him.
Up until about a week ago, yeah. But this guy would lead Tai Chi in the morning. This girl would lead yoga, and this would do breath workshops. And even though I had never taught before, because I knew how to play guitar, people want to learn how to play guitar. And before I knew it, I was teaching a class of 6 or 7 people, and I found that not only did I have a knack for teaching, but it was really rewarding for me to teach. And I didn't come across anybody who was teaching something they were passionate about that I felt like was a bad learner. I never had a bad class. Everybody I spent time with, I got value from, and I carried that with me, So, and it was so organic. There was something so natural about it. It felt like maybe in the days before all this technology or whatever, or before schools or before structure, that perhaps that's learned. Just from one another. No one needed a a degree to teach something they were passionate about.
Nope.
Nobody did the title of teacher to teach something that they were passionate about.
Nope.
So, so when I got back to, so anyway, I was on this island a couple weeks, and then I had to leave because I had a friend flying in.
Mm-hmm.
And when I left the island, all of a sudden it was like the apocalypse happened outside. Everyone's got masks on. There's way less tourists. Everyone's like tense and nervous. And it turned out that Corona had just into a big deal.
Mm.
I had one day to decide if I was going to stay in Costa Rica or fly back to New York. So as fate would have it, you know, out of fear, I ended up flying back to New York, which happened to be the epicenter of Corona at the time. And I went from a period of total freedom
Mm-hmm.
to locked down in my house. So that was a pretty crazy transition. And you know, for some time, I was just kind of integrating what I learned from this crazy multi-month, you know, experience in Costa Rica. And that's when it hit me that, you know, just after thinking, I had this idea to set up an online system for people to teach and learn from each other, community-based, that people did on that island in Costa Rica. And that's where Mentor Exchange was founded out of.
Dun, 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 dun! Wow.
Yeah, so that's, you know, so that's where it was born from, you know, and it all came from that trip to Costa Rica, and that trip from Costa Rica all came as a result of reading a book, The Alchemist, and I took on reading in the first place because of that video
that you saw.
Actualization. So it's all been one, I don't know.
Thin thread. That's what we call it. Thin thread. That's a very thin thread.
Thin thread? What's that?
No. Thin thread. Like a thin thread.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the accent, Alex. It's the accent, man. Don't judge me.
No, it's good. Thin thread. That's exactly it. That's what it's been.
So I guess my next question to you, Alex, is based on timing. All right. So that was born. Where you are right now with your company, and where are you going? What's the future looking like for Alex? Because like I said, you're paying the price right now. So what's the price, and where is the company going?
Gotcha. So where we're at with the company is we got a team 10 members strong, including our CMO Shamar.
Yes, sir.
Our officer. And we've got 50 mentors on the page right now. And where we're going is we have a ground-up website being developed now.
Okay.
Java by our programming team. Where we're taking this company is to a new paradigm of education. That's what we envision a new system of education where learning can be community-based and passion-driven.
Yes.
And people can learn what they want from the people that they want. We want to set up certification programs. We will future partner with schools and universities to accredit certain courses. We want people to learn things that they never would have learned before, open doors into worlds that they've never experienced before, and we want it to be back in the hands of the people. We want power to the people. You know, and that's a whole other trend that I've seen, you know, with Uber, right, taking it from taxi companies into, you know, giving it to the hands of the people to drive if they want to. Or same thing, Airbnb, right? Taking the power from like the hotels.
Yeah. Those guys are upset, bro. Those guys are upset. You know, oh my God, these guys they're upset. Hotels are upset about Airbnb, man. For sure. Anything that disrupts a market is. And now what we want to do is, I mean, you know, it's not like we stand directly opposed to universities. Oh, no.
That's your career, you know. But that being said, you know, I believe education's a lifelong process. I'm certainly going to be a student for the rest of my life. Of course, man. I believe that everybody has something they could teach and everybody has something that they could learn. There it is. And that's what we're creating. We're creating a new system of education, one mentor at a time.
Oh my God. Get school
Hey.
today. All right, so here's the deal then, Alex. So just to wrap up briefly. So let's just go back, because you just be dropping bombs behind bombs. So let's just backtrack. So if you didn't pay the price to mess around with that YouTube guy and pay that hour, because like you said, the video was an hour long, and bro, I can't. It depends how good the video is. I'll watch it for an hour, but I don't think I could watch that video for an hour. You pay the price to watch it for an hour, right? You got that information. Then you took it up on yourself. You bought a book. You know, and I know for a fact that a book takes a while and it takes money, and you pay the price for that as well too, right?
Yeah.
Then you took it up on yourself. You quit your job. You left your girlfriend all the way just to go. You know, I'm sure in your mind you didn't know what was gonna go down in that island, but you did, right? And then everything, wow, and then you got a company out of that, out of all of that, and I guess the price is not done yet, because like I said, you know, I'm gonna be watching you, and it's truly amazing to see what you accomplish so far, Alex. And like I said, I wanna be the first person to have the first interview. So I'm really glad.
We're saying pay the price too. In 1 minute, is it okay if I just say really quickly some of the prices I paid?
Of course. Go. Yeah, I just gave a quick summary, but go.
Yeah, because I underplayed a lot of it. So it was actually hundreds of hours that I consumed. I watched basically every single one of this guy's YouTube video, which is of content that he put out week after week, and they're all over an hour and a half long. So that alone, I've paid every year over $5,000 in books, seminars,
chasing mindset.
Yeah, and I've and like hours too, man. Like this year, like today actually, right before we hopped on the seminar, I finished a year-long communication course.
Oh yeah.
A year-long communication course that required 20 hours a week of participation, training, development, and out of that program came the training and development for creating Mentor Exchange.
Wow.
The books, man, it wasn't one book, man. It was, in the last couple of years, probably 100 books.
Damn, Alex.
Yeah, it was a lot of books, man. So that's the price too. You know what I mean? Like that's
wow.
Like that's the price. That's the price. You know. So
all
anyway,
right. Oh my God, Alex, that was fantastic, Alex. And you know what? You guys better like this video, man. You guys better go crazy for this talk. You get what I'm saying? Because this was good. But I want to wrap up. Let me wrap up, Alex, and I'm gonna share a story just before you leave. All right. So so there's this kid on a train station, right? Let me see if I can remember it detailed, right? So there's this kid on this train station, right? And he's selling water. And there's this old guy sitting down, and he saw the young kid, and he's like, "Hey kid, let me get one of those waters." And the kid was very excited, Alex, and he raced over there, and you know, he was like, "Hey, you want water?" And he said, "Yeah, let me get one of those waters." So the kid gave him a water. He looked at the water, and then he looked at the kid, and he said, "Hey kid, how much for the water?" The kid said it's $5, right? He turned to the kid and was like, Then he looked at the water and looked at the kid, and then he said, "I only got $3, right?" So the kid, he grabbed the water from him and walked away. So there was this next guy watching what was going on, and the guy was like, you know, he walked the kid down and he was like, "Hey kid, why did you take the water from him?" And the kid looked at him and say, "He wasn't thirsty." So the guy was like, "How did you know he wasn't thirsty?" Because if he was thirsty, he would have opened the water and drank it, right? He wouldn't have asked what the price was. So the moral of the story is that, Alex, keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep paying that price. You get what I'm saying? Don't stop. Again, and don't ask. Just pay it. You get what I'm saying? Just drink the water. You get what I'm saying? Because if you're thirsty, obviously I know you're thirsty, right? You know, so just drink the water, bro. All right?
Let's do it, man. Let's drink up.
Let's drink up, man.
Thanks, man.
All right. Thank you so much, Alex, and enjoy the rest of the night, man. Thank you so much.
You too. We'll talk soon, okay?
Yeah. All right, guys. So you just heard it from the man himself, Alex T. And like I told you guys, make sure you guys share this video, man. Make sure you leave some comments, right? But by the way, what's your takeaway from the whole thing? That's what I want you guys to type in a comment. What was a major takeaway that you got from this talk, right? And if you want to be on the show, you could even write in the chat too, me, you get what I'm saying, or send me your name, all right? And we can go from there, all right? And just to wrap up, this was Eagle Podcast Night Talk with your host, Shamor Brown. All right? Good night.